Hi guys, it's Tara. I'm here for you guys from my home with my cat. I'm going to do a short chair yoga class with you guys today. Hopefully since I'm in the chair this guy won't bug me too much. We'll see what happens. But this one will be a little bit extended, so we'll do some stuff just seated, and then I'm going to add some lunging and maybe some warrior postures, a few hip openers. We'll stay seated the whole time, but as you'll find, I think you will work your legs a little bit. So you will need a chair for this. If your chair, you want something that's got just the four legs, no wheels. Don't use a wheelie chair for this, y'all. Also, something without arms is gonna be the best for this one. Folding chairs work great for this type of practice. You will probably want a yoga mat. Once we get into some of the lunging actions, the mat's really nice to keep your feet nice and sticky. And you may or may not want either a couple of yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's okay. Grab anything around your house that gives you a little bit of sturdy height. You could even use like a low ottoman or footstool. That might be kind of hard to move around, but a good pile of books, or the boxes that you use to store photos in are great. You can even use like a cooking pot. Honestly, that gives you quite a bit of height and it's really sturdy. So grab something. If you have it now, press pause, and then come back and we'll start in a seated position on our chair. And you have to get off of my chair, pal. Okay, fine. Go on. So we're gonna start seated here. I'm gonna move my blocks out of the way so you can see my feet. I'm sitting kind of in the middle toward the end of my chair. My chair doesn't have a lot of cushion, which is good. I wanna really feel the base of my pelvis, my sits bones, on the seat of the chair, yeah. And then if your feet don't quite touch the floor in your chair, you'll want something underneath your feet to elevate them just slightly. A small book or something that just allows you to press your whole foot into the mat. Really good for grounding and important for us to feel stable here. Yeah, so bring your hands to your thighs, close your eyes, and we're gonna start with just a nice couple of breaths. Yeah, notice your breathing here. Take a moment to allow your belly to really soften. And then maybe to allow your breath to come into the belly. Invite it into the whole space of your torso. Your pelvis all the way up through the chest. Think about expanding your rib cage side to side. And then also from front to back. So feeling a very big three-dimensional breath as you inhale, and then a nice release of that tension as you exhale. And then start to think about some gentle alignment here. So as we ground our hips down into the seat of the chair, press the feet down into the floor, and then lift the rib cage and the shoulders away from the waistline just slightly. Maybe, feel a tiny bit of core activation there. I'm not like sucking in or holding in really hard and tight, but you do have to use a little bit of those muscles to kind of feel like you're supporting yourself here. So draw it in. Feel like the head and neck are just kind of floating on top. The shoulders are nice and easy. The rib cage is nice and free. A couple more deep breaths in this gentle alignment here. One more. And we're gonna add some arms to this time. So reaching the arms up on your inhale. Exhale, release them back down toward the side of the body. You can make that as big or as small as you like. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let it fall away. Relax. This time you might want to think about taking the gaze in with the hands. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Let the head and neck kind of drop down. Good, again. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release down. And this time going forward and back. So inhale, reach the arms, lift the chest, lift the gaze, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Again, inhale, reach out. Exhale, draw it in. A it 2 more times here. Breathe in. Really press the belly and the heart forward. Exhale. Round it out. Tuck the chin. Draw the belly in. Good. Bring the hands to the thighs. We're going to continue that motion without the arms, so finding kind of a seated cat and cow. So inhaling again. Chest forward. Belly forward. Lift the gaze. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Round the back. Tuck the chin. Find a little scoop in the pelvis there. Inhale. Lift. And exhale, round it out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round it out. Good, coming back to a nice seated position. Hands on the thighs. Here's my other cat to join us. We're going to find a little version of a sun salutation here. So I'm going to show you a forward fold first. You might want your blocks for this one. I'm seeing how close she gets to this camera. Okay, bring your blocks right in the center here. You might want them stacked, you might not. And then your feet are going to come wide. Legs are going to come wide for this. Think about your toes pointing out toward the corners of the room. And maybe scoot your seat a little farther forward on the chair. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. And then start to hinge forward here. So I want you to think about reaching the heart as far forward as you can. And then bringing your hands to that prop. So my belly is dropping through here. My tailbone, instead of being tucked down toward the chair, is lengthened out toward the back. So my lower back is nice and long. My heart is reaching forward. Inhale here. Then exhale, allow the upper back to kind of fold forward, finding some nice stretch and length here. Good. You're going to get some good hip opening as well because of the position of the legs. Good. Oh, these cats. Good. Fold forward. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose, exhaling it away. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we're finding kind of a halfway lift position. So come back to that nice long spine, or maybe just your fingertips around the prop. Your lower back is nice and long. Chin and heart are lifted. And then bring your hands to your thighs and sit up all of the way. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. These cats. Let's reach the arms up again. Breathe in. Exhale, folding forward. Find that forward fold. Releasing the chin to the chest. Deep breath in and out here. Inhale to that halfway lift position, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the thighs. Press yourself back up to a seated position, reaching your arms up high. This time, exhale, bring your elbows down by your, drawing your elbows back and down, lift your heart up. So it's a little back bend. Inhale, gaze forward. Again, exhale. Elbows back and down, lifting the heart up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, hands back down by your sides. One more time, a little sun salutation with my friend here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Do not climb on my back. Oh my gosh, fold forward. One breath in and out here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale. Long spine. Come back up to a seated position. Reach the arms up high. Exhale, elbows back and down. Find a nice big arch in your spine here. Inhale, reach up. Gaze forward. Exhale, elbows back and down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. One more time. Sun salutation. A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Deep breath in and out. Inhale to your halfway lift position. Exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, hands to your thighs. Press yourself back up to your seat. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows back and down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, reach up high. Arms back down by your sides. Great job, guys. I'm going to move these blocks out of the way. We're going to move on to some lunging positions. I'm just going to scoot those back a little bit. Good. first one, we're gonna be coming into a crescent lunge. You're gonna scoot really as far as you can forward on your seat here. And then we're kind of turning our hips and our whole body to one side. So I'm turning my right foot as far as I can over to the right, and my left hip is actually gonna come off of the chair at this point. So I'm gonna be supported just on my right hip only. I'm turning my hips in. You might need to kind of readjust yourself on your chair here. Reach that left foot back as far as you can. My leg is gonna stay bent in this position. I'm using the back of the seat for stability, and I've got my left hand on my hip for now. We'll change that in a minute. So you just wanna make sure your knee is not coming out over your heel or over your toes, really. It should be lined up with your heel. And then in that back knee, think about kind of feeling it drop down toward the floor. That's gonna turn your hips so that they're both even, and then you might feel a good stretch through the front of your thigh, through your hip. If you want to, you can press into that back heel and see if you can get that back leg a little bit more straight. Good. Hold that position. So I'm feeling work in my right thigh right now. I'm feeling like I'm supporting myself a little bit. I'm not sinking into the chair, right? Bring your hands to heart center. You can leave them here if you want. You can leave them in a supported position too. Reach your arms up above your head if that feels okay on your shoulders. If you want to keep going, lift the heart up to the ceiling. Find a little back bend in your crescent lunge. Beautiful. Come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. And then turn back to the center of the room. Go do the same thing on the opposite side. So again, I'm turning my left foot as far as it will go. I'm lifting my right hip off the chair, and then I'm turning my knee down toward the floor. My heel is lifted behind me, and then I think about that right knee kind of dropping down toward the floor to even my hips out here. Good. Feel like you're putting pressure down through that left foot. Keep hugging the inner thighs kind of in toward each other. Stay really nice and active in the legs. So just because we're seated on a chair doesn't mean that we're not going to work our body a little bit, right? So stay in this supported position with the hands for the next few breaths if you like, or bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath there. Maybe kick through the back heel a little bit. Inhale, arms up high. And then maybe last breath, lift that gaze up toward the ceiling. Find a little bit of a back bend. Bring the hands back to heart center. And then turn back to the front. Good. Let's take a forward fold. And in between here, a little sun salutation break. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Just letting our legs rest a little bit, right? Hands to your prop. Fold it over. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the thighs, come back to a seated position. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows back and down. Find that nice big back bend. Inhale, reach up. Bend it one more time. Exhale. Inhale, reach up high. And bring your hands through heart center, back down by your sides. We're going to move through Warrior Series next. So we're just going to be using Warrior 2. That's easiest to replicate on the chair. Again, you won't need your blocks for this, so I'm going to pull those back so they're not in the front of my view here. And then again, we're turning our feet. So the position of my feet here, my right foot is facing the right side of my mat. My left toes are pointing toward you or toward the camera. So I'm kind of making a perpendicular angle with my feet. And then again, scooting as far as I can to the edge of my chair. Reach your left foot as far to the left side of your mat as you can, while continuing to press into the outer edge of that foot. And then, again, scooting forward, finding as little support with the chair as you can. Press into that back knee so you feel your thigh kind of activate up the front here. Press down into the right foot. Open the knee out toward the back side, so toward your chair here. Press into the back edge of that leg. Extend the arms out to the side. My shoulders and my hips are still facing forward here. And then take your gaze over that right hand. So we're feeling nice and strong here. Strength in the legs. Strong in the body. Reaching with the arms. Maybe here is where you can get a little lift through the belly. Good, one more breath in and out. And then we're gonna move to the left side. So bring your hands back to your hips. Draw that left foot in a little bit, turn the toes out. Start to walk, you might need to reposition your seat here. Walk your right foot out toward the back of your mat as far as you can, pressing into that back leg, pressing into the outside edge of the foot, so pinky edge of the foot here down. All 10 toes are pressing into the mat. Feel the legs nice and sturdy first. Push into the outside of the knee, or of the position here. Push into the back side of the position toward the chair. Nice and open in the hips. And then arms out nice and long. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Think about shoulder blades pressing down into the back. So pressing down the back. Yeah. Lifting the belly up and in. And then gazing over the left hand. A couple breaths like that. I always feel like there's a lot of opposites in yoga. We're reaching in one direction and reaching in the other. We're pressing the shoulder blades down the back while we lift the belly up and in. You know, create some tension in the body. Create some nice space for flexibility and strength. Good, let's come back to the center. We're gonna move into warrior two on the right side one more time. We're gonna add a little bit of arm movement this time. So now that we've got the foot and leg positions, find that nice long, wide position. Right toes pointing toward the right side of the mat, left toes pointing forward, pressing into that back leg, hips and shoulders facing the front, arms out nice and wide, gaze over the right fingertips. Good. This time we're going to find reverse warrior. So on your inhale, lift the right arm up toward the ceiling, let the left hand just gently touch the back of the left. I'm not putting any pressure there, just resting the hand right there. Take a big breath in and out. On your next exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward toward the right side. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. This is side angle pose. So flipping the right palm up toward the ceiling, reaching the fingertips up here high. Try not to sink into that shoulder or the elbow. Instead, either press the elbow away or hold the upper body there. Reach the hand down toward the floor. Another big breath. Coming all the way back up to warrior two. Let's do those two postures one more time on this side. Inhale, reverse warrior. Find a little bit more flow this time. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, side angle. Let's do that again. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Deep breath in. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. And side angle pose. Really good job, you guys. Inhale back to warrior two. And then bring the hands back to the waist. We'll do the same postures on the left side. So drawing that left foot in a little closer to you. Extend the right behind. Good. Scooch in that seat as far forward as you can. Extend through the right leg. Open up through the left. Arms nice and wide. Gaze over the left hand. Good. Moving through reverse warrior and side angle. We're going to hold both poses for a couple breaths this first time. So inhale, arms up here. Right hand just grazing the right leg. Deep breath in and out. Good. On your next exhale, find warrior two. Inhale, reach forward with the left hand. Find side angle pose. Elbow to the thigh. Right arm up high this time. Flip that left palm up toward the ceiling. In yoga, an open palm is a receiving gesture. So we're just keeping our heart, our minds open. Breathing in and out. Good. Come back to warrior two. Inhale. Deep breath out. Good. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Flow through it this time. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale back to reverse warrior this time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back to side angle. I'm sorry, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Then exhale, side angle pose. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. Hands back to your hips. sink back into your seat. Feet come back forward. Really nice job, you guys. Sometimes those lunges are not easy. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Just bringing the hands to the thighs. Finding some quiet, calm space in the body in a moment to recenter. Good. Okay, we're going to use our props for the next couple of hip openers here. The first, we're going to do two postures. We're going to do right and then left. So I'm going to grab my blocks again. Bringing my blocks to the side of my chair, kind of on a diagonal. We're going to do a half squat here. So take your blocks, your books, whatever it is, stack them up on the side, and you're going to bring your right foot to the blocks. Good. And then you're going to open that right thigh up as much as you can. So we're just creating a little bit more crease in the hip on this side, and we're kind of opening the knee up a little bit more. So I'm using my arm to do that a little bit here. I'm using my forearm to kind of just press into the hand here. Good. If this is too much sensation for you, just lower your stack of blocks. So you can take one block away and just have a little crease in the hip. If it feels too open, just bring it back a little closer to center. That's all it takes. Yeah. So from there, we're gonna do a kind of a pigeon pose of sorts. So I'm just gonna have you turn your body, angle it a little bit toward those blocks so you're squaring your hips off. And then place the outer edge of your right foot on the blocks and really let that right knee fall open and away. Good. So this is a version of pigeon here. The other way you can do this is by crossing the ankle over the left knee and then sitting up nice and tall. Allow that right knee to soften away from the upper body. So we're going for a little bit of a stretch in the outer thigh, hip area of the right leg. Good. So if you're on your blocks, really flex through that right foot so you don't overstretch the ankle. And then we're going to move to the other side. So reposition your blocks here. I'm just going to slide mine over with my feet because they're pretty light. And then we're taking our half squat position on our left side first. So bring that left foot to the top of your blocks. Hips and shoulders are nice and square here. We're just giving a little bit, again, more crease in the hip here. And then I'm going to use my arm to kind of push that thigh open. If you have a lot of props and you want to do like a full squat on the chair, you could just bring your props under your right leg also. Give yourself the nice crease on both sides. Yeah. I'm also still sitting up nice and tall, feeling grounded in my hips, right? So again, this opposite energy in yoga where my tailbone and my sits bones are pressing into this seat here, but I'm lifting up and away from that. So I get some tension from the opposite energy in my muscle structure and my bone structure there. Turn a little bit toward that leg. And we're finding our little pigeon pose here. So just drop the outside of the foot to the blocks, flex the foot, so you're staying nice and active, and then really let that left knee drop away. If you're there for a couple breaths and you think, well, I could probably do a little bit more, you can take your ankle and cross it over your knee. I have to grab my foot to do that. Don't feel bad. And then I have to hold on to my ankle, otherwise my leg will slide off. I'll slide right off my lap. Again, think about knee dropping down, sits bones into the seat, and then sit really tall away from that. That's where you're going to find the best opening in the hip on this side, is by keeping it active through the upper body. If you sink into this stretch, if you allow your shoulders and your chest to sink forward, if you allow your lower back to round out, you're going to find that the stretch isn't as effective for you. You don't feel quite as much as you would if you really lengthened through the lower spine. Let's take one more breath there. And then come out of that, move your blocks aside. Come back to just a nice, easy seated position here. You can scoot back in your chair a little bit, hands to your knees. Settle in, close your eyes, and find that nice deep breath, just like we had at the beginning of class, breathing in through your nose. Let it fill your belly, your ribs, your chest. Maybe hold it for just a second or two, and then exhale all of it away. A couple more times like that, breathing in and out. Finding some space for your mind, finding some space in your body. Just giving yourself a couple of minutes of a break, just some time to recoup, to replenish. Let's take one more breath together. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. You're welcome to stay in this position as long as you like. Maybe even set a timer. Continue breathing, focusing on your breath. Thanks for practicing this chair class with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.